When you buy wild Atlantic salmon, are you actually buying something that's healthy and wild, or is it something far more toxic due to a loophole in labeling laws of stores? So you can only get farmed salmon from the Atlantic. The word caught being added truly tells you that it was caught in the wild. So why then is a label allowed to call this Atlantic salmon wild? Because that's the name of the breed. The breed is wild Atlantic salmon, so it's on the label and tricks you into thinking that you're buying wild fish when it's actually farmed and highly toxic, injected with dyes, injected with hormones, and potentially one of the most toxic foods out there. So if you're
This video started off with a fantastic and funny story, but quickly took a wild turn. Is farm-raised salmon one of the most toxic foods that you can consume, especially when compared to wild-caught salmon? So to address this claim by claim, wild-caught salmon actually has 3 times more toxins and heavy metals than farm salmon does. This isn't something you probably need to worry about because in all fish, whether wild-caught or farmed, are all below the European Union's uniform maximum levels for contaminants in foods. But importantly, that of farm salmon is far lower than that of wild salmon. Although it's a very prevalent myth, farmed salmon is not injected with dyes. The way that wild-caught salmon gets its pink color is through the ingestion of astaxanthin, specifically by ingesting things like plankton and small fish. The way that farmed salmon gets its pink color is through the ingestion of astaxanthin in the form of a dietary supplement. There is no injection of food dye or even injection of astaxanthin. The astaxanthin is simply a dietary supplement because the diet of farmed fish is lower in astaxanthin than that of wild fish. However, after ingestion, the astaxanthin in both fish is exactly the same. When it comes to hormones, hormones are prohibited by the FDA. So unless you're buying your salmon from a source that is not FDA approved, you likely do not need to worry about any hormones being added to your fish. Antibiotics are also prohibited. And because antibiotics are expensive and inconvenient, most farmers actually opt not to use them. The last thing I'll mention is many people have skewed interpretations of what salmon farms actually look like. The ones that are FDA approved and are typically supplying the salmon to your grocery store actually have some pretty strict regulations in place to ensure the environment and ecosystem for the salmon is clean and biodiverse, the water is clean, and the food that they are consuming is also free of pesticides and other harmful molecules. And you typically get this same sentiment from those who actually work on salmon farms. Therefore, although this is an extremely interesting loophole found in the grocery business, farm salmon absolutely is not one of the most toxic foods that you can consume, and by number may actually represent a lower hazard than the consumption of wild-caught fish. With that being said, if you would like an individualized approach to your nutrition and lifestyle to optimize your health, energy, and body composition, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.